What's going on, guys? So quick update on the pool project. See, I mounted some plants over here near the septic. Got this whole area complete now. Check it out. We ripped out all that old stuff over there and we replaced it with all new decking. So everything's been replaced. This entire area was completely ripped out. Now we have a long walkway going over there. Big surprise. So something we had added to the house is one of these things. So this is a Generac. This is the 24 kW unit. Backup generator. If you've never seen one of these on the inside, this is what it looks like. And in essence what this does is this hooks up to the natural gas line coming to the property, and in the event of a power outage, there's an automatic transfer switch attached to the house, and it flips over to this after about 15 seconds. Whenever it flips back, it's instantaneous. So if you have computers on, things like that, you pretty much should probably power them down once you have a big storm come through. Again, once power goes out, this thing's going to kick on about 15 seconds later via the electronic transfer switch. And once that happens, you're going to have generator power. This specific unit is way oversized for what we need out here at this cabin. But when we priced them out at both Lowe's, Home Depot, as well as Generator Supercenter, Lowe's and Home Depot, the largest one that they would sell us, and believe it or not, the one that they recommended, was not the base one. So the smallest one they had was the 18 kW. And when they came out here, they said that Generac requires them to put in a system that can cover everything in your home. So the specific one that they recommended was the 22 kW that they had. And we went with Generator Supercenter. We got the 24 kW model. And this one was actually a little less expensive than both Lowe's and Home Depot after everything was said and done. So that's a really good thing. And if you're just trying to kind of price around to see how much one of these things costs, it's expensive. It really is. There's no getting around it. But we're financing it for a long period of time, which makes it a little bit more affordable. But the reality is, you know, the generators themselves probably cost roughly $5,000 in that range. When everything is said and done, you're going to be in the $14,000 range. So, and that really doesn't depend on the size of the generator. So if you get an 18 kW generator, it's only about $800 less expensive than the 22 or the 24 kW. And going through Generator Supercenter, this is not a sponsored, endorsed, nothing type of video like that. It's just who we went with, and I want to disclose that with you guys. They charged about $14,000 and change for this setup, completely installed, turnkey. They pull the permits, they bring it out, they install it, they put the pad down, they get the plumbers involved, they get the electrician, they kill the power to the main box whenever they need to do the transfer switch. I mean, they do everything. It's turnkey. And that's the same way both Lowe's and Home Depot do it as well. So just keep that in mind. We paid a little bit more to have the cellular monitoring kit on it, which basically gives us the ability to monitor when the thing kicks on, because we're not always out here. It also gives us the ability to monitor the performance and how often it's coming on and off. So yeah, this is super, super cool. They had to run about, shoot, I'm going to say, I believe it was about 16 or 17 feet worth of cable to get to the automatic transfer switch. But you can see where the gas line comes in, and yeah, it's in great shape. Another upgrade we did, and you've probably seen it in other videos, are these Lux air conditioners. The air conditioning units that were here were very old, and they were on the verge of going out. We already had to do several services to them when we got them, and they were just not working really well. They wouldn't kick on properly. They were really loud. So we went with just about the most affordable, low-cost air conditioning that we could go with. And these are the Lux Air. I think they're made by York. Super, super cheap. They still get the 10-year parts and labor warranty on them. Not super efficient. They're actually pretty inefficient for what they are, but from a budget perspective, it made sense just to get something that would work out here. They're new. We don't have to worry about them anymore. That's kind of the perk, and especially with these 100+ degree days, it makes a lot of sense to have a functioning air conditioner that you can trust. So we replaced this one, which is a 3-ton, and then on the other side it was a 1.5 tons. And I kind of regret that we got the 1.5 tons on the other side, because it could support up to a 2-ton. But they just replaced it equal to the one that was there, which was a 1.5 tons, and we have a little bit of an issue cooling the other side of the house. So we ended up actually getting a window unit for one of the bedrooms over there so it could keep cool. But yeah, we're at least lucky to have new units out here, so that's really nice as well. But the walkway has been completely done. And something I want to show you guys real quick, and this is a really cool little project that I added to this area, basically this bottom landing area, along with the little treads here, is this outside shower. Check this out. So we had so much spare wood that we were able to frame in an entire outside shower. And I picked this up off of Amazon, and it's magnetic, so it attaches up there. And I also ran PVC down here for a bottom one. So now we have the ability to spray your feet off down here, and up here we got a shower. Check that out. I used some scraps from some decking planks that I had to be able to hold some shampoos, soaps, things like that. I put this really cool little shade material that I picked up off of Amazon as well in here. This was about 60 bucks for like 50 feet of it, and it was 50 by 6, and this thing is a little under 7 feet tall, so it really provides some privacy. I put it on top as well. And then I got these solar lights off of Amazon as well. There's 4 of them. They're RGB, they change colors, and there's a solar panel on the other side. They're very similar to the lights that I put around the bottom of the RV, and they just come on at night, and I can have it kind of go through this kind of a shifting color pattern, which is really, really neat. So I'm thinking about putting a shelf up here. If you're looking at this stuff, it's just the wires for the lights kind of bundled up behind here. But I'm thinking about putting a shelf right here that we can actually stack towels on, because the water is going to spray below it. So if I put the shelf right here, it's not going to get in the path of the water, and we don't have to worry about it getting wet. I also picked up these cool little rubber squares down here. Each one is 1 square foot. Put 9 of them together. And we have a really nice little area for water to drain into. But check it out. It's turned out really, really nice, and it provides a lot of privacy. Also provides a little shade. I squared off the bottom here, kind of capped it off so we don't get snakes coming in here as well. And now we have a nice little shower out here. I also attached this little piece right here. Looks very familiar to what you might see in an RV, huh? And that, again, off of Amazon, that was like 6 bucks, and I can move the handle down here if I want to spray the area at a little lower level. This is actually great for our daughter because I can set it right here, and she can reach it, and she can spray, and she can change the spray pattern if she wants as well. But yeah, I just used a couple ball valves we got from Lowe's. Framed all this with, I plumbed all this with PVC. It's 1/2-inch PVC. So it's very, very strong. Should be here for a while. And the way I have it connected is actually because I ran a 3/4-inch hose. You can actually see part of it right down here somewhere, right there. And it runs all the way around the bottom here to the back side, comes up here, goes into a splitter, and then one side of the splitter feeds up to the little nozzle right here, or the bib I have up here, and the other side goes into the shower. So we didn't completely plumb all this with PVC. I might eventually do that, but I didn't want to do anything completely permanent in case we, end up moving things around. But yeah, I just got the commercial grade hose. This is that industrial grade hose that has a lifetime warranty on it. Has some really nice connections on the end. And I put quick connects on everything so I can take things off very quickly if I want to remove it. But yeah, it works out really well. I have a sprayer. Actually, I got to hang it back up over here that I can connect to it so I can spray things off. Pool's been working out really well. And I'm going to actually be building a platform under here so I can store things. So you can see where I've kind of framed it out already. I'm going to continue framing it out, and it will just be a large flat platform under here that I can store things, put things under here, and kind of keep them off the ground and away from critters and things like that. But yeah, that's what we've been doing. It's been a fun project out here. Oh, and I can't forget, one of the things I am most proud of is putting a door handle or doorknob on here, because it only had a little slide lock at first when we got it first erected, but now I have actual doorknobs that can lock. I got keys for them. Works out really well. Bought this off of Amazon, very, very inexpensive, and it helps me, again, just kind of have a more finished off look. I simply took a piece of 2x6, butted it up against the framing we did, and then used the doorknob kit to drill a hole and get it all in place. But now, yeah, so whoever's going to be in there has some privacy. They can lock it, and then we can unlock it whenever they're done. Worked really well. I'll trim off some of this. I really don't need to. It's kind of designed to look a bit rustic, to look a little bit natural, not to have so many, perfect edges to everything. It's kind of like a little cabana area, honestly. But yeah, it worked out really well. Here are the other 2 solar lights that we had. And then on the back here is the solar panel. I might clean up some of that here in a while. And then I have a 12 gauge extension cord that also runs out here to provide power to the deck, because let me show you what we got going on here. So we have a swamp cooler out here. We have so much humidity out here, I don't know really how effective it is, but my wife swears that this thing cools her down, so that's really nice. We have some speakers. I just hooked these up today. I need to put some conduit around the wire, get everything wrapped up. I got one speaker here, and then I got one way over here. Before we were using these little solar powered speakers, and that actually works really, really well. It even gets pretty loud. It's just not the best sound quality, and it's not as loud as I would like it to be. So now if you're in the pool, we can have those playing, and we're going to put one of those little theater screens up that you pick up at Sam's Club and inflate, or maybe a kind that goes on posts, so we can come out here in the evening and watch movies. And we have good sound for it as well. I just need to, again, put some split loom over the actual cables or the wires going to the speakers, cover it up, zip tie everything. We have a nice little area. The hardest part about maintaining this pool so far is keeping the sand out of it, because we get a lot of blowing sand, a lot of leaves, a lot of bugs, and it all kind of piles up in the corners over here. But aside from that, as long as we keep it vacuumed, it's been working really, really well. And if you want to see what we use, sorry for the mess in here. This is actually the vacuum that we use. It's cordless. It works really well, and it absolutely removes all the sand. It actually removed a lot of the sawdust that we had in here at first as well, and collects it. I mean, we probably have pulled out at least a gallon of sand and sawdust from the pool when we first got it built and we started using this. And it's waterproof. Of course it's waterproof. It's a pool vacuum, but it's wireless. That's what I meant to say. So you simply charge it up. I have it charging right now, and then, yeah, just get the thing going, and it works really, really well. So very, very, very pleased with this thing. It's worked well. My wife actually found it on Amazon, and she ordered it. I didn't even know she had ordered it, and she basically says, hey, let's give this thing a shot and see how it works. But that thing works absolutely amazing. This, I'm not really sold on that, even though my wife swears by it. And then we got these really cool little lights that are solar powered, and they have a really cool candle effect. I'm sure you guys have seen these before. And we put several of them all the way around the perimeter of the deck as well. I put some hooks here to hold some of the pool supplies. And I put this little thing right here to hold that hose when we're not using it. And I put a timer down here so I can essentially just shut everything off at a certain time instead of having to worry about overfilling the pool. So if the pool level starts getting low, we simply disconnect this with the quick connect, toss the end inside the pool, hit the timer for an hour and a half, and just let it fill the pool up. But yeah, everything's been really good. Now these steps came off of another pool we had at the other house, and we had them attached down here at the end. But before we put these here, my wife had ordered these new steps. I guess I'll show you what they look like real quick. They were a bit of a pain in the butt to put together. Took some time, but they ended up working out really well. They're a lot more sturdy than those, but those are a lot deeper. The steps themselves are a lot deeper. This one I think looks a little nicer, except for this part right here, which I don't really care for. I might actually frame around it with some wood to cover it up. And this has some aluminum arms that act as kind of a guide or a handrail whenever you're getting in. And you know, these worked really well. They're just really old, and I brought them out here. I haven't taken them out because I'm thinking of just mounting them on the other side, so there's two ways in and out of the pool. You can see the little pool light going on and off right there. That's an Intex magnetic pool light. Super cool. It actually transmits the power through the pool liner. So you have this piece right here, which is completely isolated from any power source, and then you put the piece on the back. You have someone hold it on this side. They magnetically hold themselves together on your liner, and it provides power through the actual liner. It's very, very cool tech. We got my Reolink camera up here. So that camera is, it's actually a Wi-Fi camera. That one's not the LTE because it reached the house just fine. So I can keep an eye on everything going on out here at the pool and just have a good, enjoyable, safe time with it. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you've enjoyed this update video. A lot of stuff going on out here. We have a lot of projects that are completed. Put these little tread strips with a glow-in-the-dark strip on them down here as well. We put these little LED deck lights on. Typically I used to buy these from Lowe's and Home Depot, and they were super expensive, and you'd only get like 8 of them. But I bought like 16 of them, more than that, like 24 of them. You can actually see them going around the pool too. I bought a ton of these on Amazon for like 1/3 of the price, and they're actually working better than the ones that I bought from Lowe's. So yeah, that's I don't know, it's probably the same product. They just seem to be working better than the ones that I had a long time ago. And we got these little lights. I don't know why that one's on. The sensor's probably dirty. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you've enjoyed this video. I mean, I know it's been a lot of projects going on. Generac provides tons of peace of mind in case we have an outage, a hurricane, things like that. And, you know, quite frankly, this project right here costs probably a third, probably a quarter or less of what it would cost to put an in-ground pool in, and that's just kind of the perk of doing this. We got a lot more in terms of entertainment area. It works well for us, and it's not permanent. Whenever it comes to tearing this thing down, if we need to move it or get rid of it, it's not as if we're tearing something that cost $100,000 down. It's far less than that, and hopefully it'll last us a long time, and we'll get a lot of years out of this thing. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't had a chance, please leave a comment below. Take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.